Scary Mysteries Twisted Twos, Raechel Garden Mystery, and Lizard Man. Tales of hauntings, murder, and scary mysteries. Every week, Twisted Twos dives into a pair of uniquely terrifying true stories that are worthy of a more in-depth look. For this week, we focus on the disappearance of a young teen and a controversial and mysterious creature known as Lizard Man. Get ready for Scary Mysteries Twisted Twos. Number 1. Raechel Garden Mystery. 15-year-old Raechel Garden from Newton, New Hampshire was on her way to a friend's house on the night of March 22, 1980. Along the way, she stopped at Rose Corner Market to buy a pack of cigarettes sometime between 9 and 9:30 p.m. Raechel was a regular customer, so the clerks knew her. That night, as she headed towards the 50th block of North Main Street, she mysteriously disappeared. The eldest of 4 children, Raechel was a 9th grader studying at Sanborn Regional High. Whenever she was bored, she would walk the quarter mile down to Rose Corner Market just to look for some excitement. At times, she would hang out and walk to a hill across Maple Avenue, an area where teens would often hang out. The next day, when Raechel still couldn't be found, her parents reported her missing. Her mom immediately sensed something was wrong when she didn't return home right away. Raechel was known to be a headstrong teen, completely outspoken and always sought out fun. She complained to friends about having to watch over her siblings and the strict rules her parents had for her. At times, she would also skip school just to hang out with other teens, drink, and smoke. So when police considered her to be a runaway the first few months she was gone, it wasn't a complete shock. Although her mother called the principal to explain that Raechel wouldn't be showing up after she went missing, there were no student announcements. The principal couldn't even remember if the cops went to school to ask anyone if they knew or had heard anything. Some of the kids just assumed Raechel dropped out or transferred. No one really knew what happened to the girl. Some thought she likely ran away and hitchhiked out of town. She was even alleged to have been seen in nearby towns. But there was no concrete proof of this, and because of Raechel's rebellious streak, many thought that she was the kind who would hop into a car if she was offered a ride. And this is where it gets tricky. Some people claim that on the day she vanished, she was seen talking to 3 guys with questionable reputations. At least one of the men was later imprisoned for rape and assault, and soon after Raechel had gone missing, one of them was said to have confessed to killing her. In 1989, 9 years after the fact, police finally acknowledged for the first time that they believed that instead of being a runaway, Raechel was likely murdered. Authorities, as well as volunteer firemen and local Boy Scouts, helped search a wooded area close to the street where Raechel was last seen. An area off Route 108 was even dug up, but no body was found. Despite all this, Raechel was never acknowledged officially to have died or gone missing. She was never included in her 1983 yearbook in the Gone But Not Forgotten section. And when police wrote a summary of what happened in 1980, she was not one of the 11 people named or proclaimed missing. Today, there's still no clear answer as to what happened to Raechel Garden. Her case is officially classified as a non-family abduction, and so far there are no solid leads to her whereabouts. Number 2. Lizard Man. A 7-foot-tall, scaly humanoid, the Lizard Man is a mysterious creature said to lurk in the swampland areas of Lee County, South Carolina. It was July 14, 1988, when the sheriff was called in to investigate damage to a vehicle parked at a home just at the edge of Scapore Swamp. The car was said to have scratches with bits of hair and even tooth marks. There were also indications of muddy footprints near the vehicle. From this initial report, countless other claims started showing up describing a lizard-like creature haunting the swamp area. One report came from 17-year-old Christopher Davis, who said his vehicle was attacked and damaged by a tall creature he described as green and wet-like. He said the monster stood 7 feet, only had 3 fingers, red eyes, and lizard or snake-like skin. He encountered the creature while driving back home from work when he had to pull over because of a flat tire. After he had fixed his car and was about to drive off, he spotted the creature heading towards him. He tried to drive away, but soon it was on top of his vehicle, but he floored it and escaped. Local news printed his story, and soon the story of the lizard man took on a life of its own. More sightings came in, and then the area became a tourist spot, attracting both visitors as well as hunters. On August 5th, an airman from the Shaw Air Force Base, Kenneth Orr, said he encountered the lizard man just off Highway 15. He said he managed to shoot and wound the creature, even showing off blood evidence and scales. But just 2 days later after his claim, he took it back, saying he fabricated the whole thing. This was after he was arraigned for carrying a pistol illegally. Sightings of the lizard man waned after a while. Many law enforcement officers believed that instead of a lizard creature, the damage was caused by either a wolf or a bear. A lot of people also questioned Chris Davis's original story of witnessing the lizard man. Officials said there were too many inconsistencies with his story, and the details changed several times during the retellings. Even though Davis took a lie detector test, police believe it may have also been a publicity stunt to fuel the lizard man fever that went around town and brought in tourists. While it's possible the lizard man was nothing but a figment of imagination, in 2015, one woman claimed to have snapped a photo of the actual lizard man strutting past her car. But when the photo was shown, it only caused ridicule since the creature looked like a guy wearing a lizard suit. Despite all the jokes about the existence of this creature, there are those who seriously believe something lurks in the swampland regions of South Carolina. Whether it's actually lizard man or not, perhaps only time will tell. So there were two of the most mysterious and monstrous stories around. The world can be a crazy place, and Twisted Twos is sure to show you why. We have new videos every Wednesday and Saturday, so if you enjoyed this one, then please subscribe and hit the notification bell. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.